Hello, and welcome to today's webinar hosted by Absa Group Limited. Today, we're looking at a very exciting topic, focusing on SME businesses and how you can improve your business, grow your business online and connect with your consumers. Digitizing your business and e-commerce before for some businesses were probably an option. They are no longer an option. With COVID-19 breaking out across the globe, undoubtedly it has changed the way that we do business and how we interact with one another. And it's a strong reminder for us to ensure that we can run a business that can survive difficult times and a crisis like the one that we are going through. But it's also a big opportunity for all of us to rethink and remodel our businesses. So I have three colleagues with me today who will assist us to go through this topic. I have two colleagues from Absa, and I have one of our partners from Squad Digital, who will also give us some highlights of e-commerce and some of the opportunities that are out there for you to grow your business. As Absa, we are proud to host you today. We are a proudly African brand, and it is our purpose to help you find a way to get things done and to bring possibilities to life. So I hope that all of you that are joining us today, you will see an opportunity, and we are happy to partner with you to bring that opportunity to life. So to start this conversation, I'm firstly going to introduce two colleagues from Absa. I have Frank Bain, who is our Regional Manager for Business Banking, and I have Nervana Bhagwandin, who is our Head of Customer Experience. They will talk a bit about this topic, shed a bit more light around some specific areas that we're going to be discussing today. So apart from the actual conversation around e-commerce and online business, we'll also be looking at two tools. One that is from Absa called My SME tool that my colleagues will speak to. And we have a second tool that Manish later will speak to, our guest speaker, that are tools that can assist you to manage your business. So at this point, I'm going to hand over to Frank and Nervana. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Humphrey. Good morning, everybody, and thanks for joining this Absa webinar. I thought I'd just give you a brief overview of our business banking business across the continent. So we're present in 9 countries, that's excluding South Africa. So in 9 countries on the continent, excluding South Africa, covering 10 businesses. So if you look at the countries, it's Kenya, Uganda, Ghana, Zambia, Mauritius, Seychelles, Mozambique, Botswana. And then in Tanzania, we have 2 banks. One is Absa Bank Tanzania, and the other one is NBC, where we're in partnership with the Tanzanian government, and IFC also has a small shareholding there. So that's sort of our business across the continent. We've just recently finished the entire rebranding following the split from Barclays. So all our businesses across the continent are now all rebranded with the Absa brand, with the exception of NBC, which is a different bank, or different brand rather. But all the rest, the Barclays brand has now been removed, and they are all Absa. Across those businesses, we cover over 90,000 clients in the business bank. And these are active clients in the business bank. And we have segmented them into 3 different segments. The first segment being the commercial segment, which is sort of the larger of our business bank clients. So those are for turnovers of 50 to 250 million rand. We have around 6,000 of the commercial business bank clients on our books. And the next segment is our SME relationship clients. Slightly smaller in turnover. This is 20 to 50 million rands in turnover, but nevertheless sizable to have a dedicated relationship manager looking after those clients. We've got about 10,000 of those on our books across the continent. And then the last segment is probably the largest segment, which is our SME portfolio clients. And we have some 75,000 clients in that segment. And those obviously for clients with turnovers of less than 20 million rand. Because their needs are pretty straightforward, we don't have a a dedicated relationship manager for each of those clients, but we do monitor them very carefully as they grow and as they become more sophisticated or use more sophisticated products. Then we'll seek to bring them over to the SME relationship segment and have a manager assigned to them who will look after all their needs. Okay, so we cover the whole range of products from overdrafts to loans to foreign exchange facilities, trade finance, transactional facilities, commercial property finance. So we cover the whole range for all our clients. And as Humphrey mentioned, one of the big push we've got going right now is a digitization of that business, particularly around the SME portfolio side of the business as well, where we want to essentially have the business as digitized as possible. So from onboarding right through to transactions, right through to getting a loan, make it very easy for our clients to be able to access all our products that we have available. A bit of a few words on COVID. It's been a tough time for all of us, for all our clients, and we're not, of course, all the other banks have faced the same sort of issues. We have seen a lot of pressure that our clients have been under, particularly in the tourism and hospitality sector, where things have been particularly tough. So we've tried to respond to that. And we have so far to date provided payment relief for nearly 4,000 of our clients who required it. Okay, so with interest and capital payment relief on those for those clients. And that covering something like over 6 billion rand of loan facilities. So we've tried to come to the party, and we're still looking at all those clients who have difficulties to see how we can support them going forward. One thing I would say, though, and one thing I've been very impressed with, is that generally, yes, it has been tough, but I've been impressed by the resilience shown by our clients. Okay. They have not sort of rolled over and just they've tried to make a go of it, and hopefully we'll recover from this very soon. But certainly from where I'm sitting, although we will not be doing as well as we would have hoped this year, we will not be doing as badly as we initially thought. In other words, our clients are being very resilient. They are doing business, and like I said, we will continue to support them throughout this process, and hopefully we can come out of this pretty soon. So with that, I'm gonna stop there. If there's any questions, obviously I can answer them later with regard to our business, banking business across Africa. I'm gonna hand over to Nervana now for a few notes that she wanted to say.
Okay, thank you very much, Frank. And that was a really good introduction into our business and our offerings to our customers. So as Humphrey had mentioned, my name is Nervana, and I take care of customer experience across the bank. And prior to my banking life, I actually worked for an SME, and in working for that SME, I also consulted to various SMMEs. So coming through from that background, I understand completely what it is like to be running a business, the nuances that happen within each of the businesses. And I think for me, where I have found the greatest nuance from a business owner, it's been in the case of it is usually a one-man band. And in saying that, you are then stretched across so many activities. So you stretched across your operational activities, your accounting, your marketing. And, at a lot of the times it feels a bit overwhelming in terms of bringing all of this together and creating some level of structure. And, cash flow limitations is one of the fundamental biggest challenges that we find with our SMMEs. And so in saying that, as an SMME, what most businesses look for is that ability to bring everything together and create some level of structure to help run and grow your business. And so the capability that I'm speaking to is an online tool that as a customer of Absa, you are able to access. And this tool is called the SME Toolkit. So you may have heard a lot about this through the Absa branding. There's been a lot of marketing around the SME Toolkit. And I just wanted to give you an overview of what this toolkit is and how it can add value to the lives of SMEs in terms of creating a little bit more structure. You know, our topic of discussion today is looking at online tools, and this, in fact, is an online tool. And again, going back to my point is that most SMEs feel that there are too few hours in the day to do all of the activities that are required to successfully run their business. So with this SME Toolkit, basically, there's 3 core modules that we offer as part of this capability. The first one is a business planning template. And again, access to funding is one of the core challenges that we find within our sector. And in going to banks to ask for funding, a key component of it is having to present your business case. And having this business plan template makes your lives much easier in terms of what is expected from a banking requirement, and it will save you a lot of time when you have those discussions with the bank in terms of presenting your business plan. So a fantastic capability, a template that you can easily download and just populate. The next capability that this online capability has is a financial statement capability. So using this, you are able then to create your income statements, your balance sheet, your cash flow statements, your budgets that's able to help you plan your business in a more streamlined manner in terms of forecasting, etc. And again, this is one of the most time-consuming activities within a business, and a lot of small businesses actually outsource this financial statement capability, which also comes at a cost to SMEs. So now having this capability online, you are able to access it, at no additional cost by just being an Absa customer. And the third capability, again, is looking at invoicing. A lot of time we do spend on it. It takes SMEs a lot of time in terms of creating that invoicing capability. And again, when you look at this tool, you would look at how this saves you time. You're able to quickly use this to send multiple invoices and use this as an end-to-end invoicing capability. So very high level, this is the functionality and this is the capability that, again, is offered to you at no extra charge by simply being an Absa customer. It's all part of our proposition to you that not only looks at banking, but goes beyond banking and looks at the ecosystem and how we can help you run, grow, develop your business, and be an active participant in your lives. Okay, so if we can take a little bit more discussion in terms of how this works. But from a capability point of view, you are free to use this on your laptop, on your mobile. So it's a very user-friendly, customer-friendly experience. There's also a chat bot that is part of the capability. So in the event that you get stuck using any of these modules that I've explained to you, you can easily pose your questions to that chat bot, and that will be, it will help you to easier navigate through that system. So I'd like to leave that there. Again, we are very excited as part of the Absa brand to bring these solutions through to you. We can take questions a bit later, but I will hand it back over to you, Humphrey. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Nervana, for that overview, and thank you, Frank, as well, for your comments. So for those of you who have joined us, we will be able to ask questions towards the end of the session. We'll give you that opportunity to be able to ask any questions or queries that you may have on the topics that have been presented so far, as well as any other discussion from there on. On your screen, you should be able to see in the right panel a question section. You can type the questions. So we'll be able to take questions through that panel. Please ask them whenever you are ready, and then we will present them to the presenters who will be able to give us responses and answers. So without further ado, I'm going to hand over to Manish. Manish is our guest speaker today, and Manish is the Managing Director for Squad Digital. They are headquartered in Nairobi, but part of the SCAN Group. They are an integrated digital marketing organization. And Manish will give us a bit more detail about what they do, and obviously then go quickly into the topic for today. So over to you, Manish. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Humphrey. Thanks a lot. Good afternoon, everyone. It's indeed a great pleasure for me to be able to talk to you guys today. I'm just going to request Humphrey if I can just have my slides up on the screen. Yes, this is fine. Thank you. So just to give you a little background about ourselves, if you just go back to the last slide, we are part of WPP SCAN Group. WPP is the largest marketing and technology business in the world. We are headquartered out of London, and we have offices in about 200 plus countries across the world. We handle a lot of very large businesses. In telcos, we handle Safaricom and Airtel. We work a lot with Absa. We work with banks in Kenya like KCB and Equity Bank, so on and so forth. We do a lot of work for PNG, Unilever, so on and so forth. So I represent WPP SCAN Group for Africa, essentially focused on the digital and the technology space. And one of the interesting sort of thoughts that we had last year was that while we have a lot of services in terms of digital marketing and technology that help very large blue chip clients grow their businesses, the question that we had in our mind was that there are millions of small businesses across Africa who cannot access our services and our platforms in a cost-effective way because they might be expensive, they might be difficult to implement. So the challenge that we posted to ourselves was that how do we democratize access to technology and marketing to millions of African small businesses? How do we give them our services as a package that they can use it on without having to spend? And with that in mind, sort of started our quest to sort of create a platform that I sort of led along with my technology team. And we came up with this platform called Gobi that I'll talk to you guys in details about in the next few slides. Essentially, the idea of Gobi was to democratize access to technology and marketing to millions of small businesses, as you guys can see on the screen. And we'll talk more about the opportunity first, and then we'll talk about the platform in the next slides. So there is of course, I mean, when we started Gobi, the COVID situation was not there, but I think we've been seeing a trend in terms of people buying online for a very long time now in Africa. And the trend was not visible in sort of formal e-commerce websites because there are not many across Africa. But if you go to platforms like Facebook and Instagram, you notice something very interesting. For example, in Kenya only, there are 2 million small business pages on Facebook and Instagram, and now these guys also run business accounts on WhatsApp. And what they do on those business pages is that they list their personal thanks, friend. I can see the slides. I hope everyone can see too. So I was just trying to explain that, we are not trying to reinvent the wheel. We said that there is already online business happening in Africa, in commerce that happens on Facebook and Instagram, in the world that happens on any large website like Amazon. So we said there's already a behavior for people to be able to showcase their products and services online, sell those products and services online. Let's look at that behavior and create a platform that allows that e-commerce to happen in a slightly more professional way, a slightly more organized way, and also create trust between the sellers and the customers. So with that in mind, we developed a platform called Gobi. We sort of piloted it in November, December last year, sometime in Kenya. And we just wanted to understand how people react to the platform. And we understood some issues with the platform, so we fixed them. And then we launched it formally in March in Kenya. And very recently, we have also launched it in Tanzania. And we have plans to expand the platform in other sub-Saharan African countries in the next month or so. So if you can just go to the next slide, and then we can play the video. Thanks. So if you just go to the next slide. seen the video by now. So essentially, the proposition for Gobi for merchants is to be able to help build, manage, and grow your businesses online. And the app comes packed with a large number of features. And of course, it's a new product. We'll keep adding new and new features in the coming few months. But essentially, the core promise of the platform is that it allows you to set up your online e-commerce store in less than 30 minutes. So our claim to fame is that we are the fastest e-commerce store generator in the world. So essentially, we understand that technology could be scary for a lot of people. A lot of people have sort of had retail shops, physical factories, physical businesses, and have really not explored online for before. So what we did was that the way you set up the store is once you register on the platform, you add the product pictures, prices, and product description. That's all you have to do. And the entire e-commerce store gets generated on its own automatically. You add pictures. It's like creating a WhatsApp photo album. So just add your pictures, product prices, and that's it. And then your store goes live in 30 minutes. And once your store goes live, the platform also gives you the opportunity to promote your store via WhatsApp, via Twitter, via Facebook, from the platform itself. So you can just go to the product that you want to promote, click on the share icon, share on WhatsApp, share on Facebook, with your friends, with your communities, and you start getting orders. Once you start getting orders, anyone who comes to your site and places an order, you have a system in the backend where you can see all your orders, you can see your payments, and then you can then also look at what is the revenue that the customers are bringing into you. You can create a customers list. You can see who are your most profitable customers, which customers came to you a year ago but never came back again, who are your loyal customers. You can also create mini groups within your app where you can find a group of loyal customers and send them special discounts. So the platform also allows you to create discounts. And stash people are coming to your website. What are they shopping for? What are they showing interest in? How much revenue you made? Is your revenue growing? Is your revenue declining? All of that, yeah. And we've also now integrated the deliveries feature, where once you get an order on the system, you can also then deliver the product from the app itself. So when you book a delivery from the app, a rider will come to your house or to your shop. He'll pick up the product and then deliver to the customer. And once the delivery is done, you'll get to know the delivery is complete. So it's an end-to-end business management solution that starts to setting up an online store, getting orders, promoting your shop, and then also being able to deliver the products from the app itself. So some of you guys might also be curious why the name Gobi. I just want to tell you a little story about the name Gobi. So we were thinking about what do we call this platform, and we wanted to sort of have the name reflective of the core philosophy with which we started, which is to enable a large at a cost effect. So all the technology that big businesses have access to, and in a way which is very, very simple to use. So we were thinking about this, and we started thinking about this entire idea of the small fish gets eaten by the big fish. Very open phrase. So we wanted to give a platform that allows the small fish to fight and compete against the big fishes. And then came the name Gobi, because Gobi is the name of the smallest fish in the world. So we said we're going to create technology for the smallest fish in the world to be able to fight and compete with the large businesses and stay profitable. So that's the story behind the name Gobi. If you can just go to the next slide, please. The next slide. Yeah, so it's been a very, very interesting experience so far. I mean, we were positive about sort of the opportunity that we were looking at, but we were also taken by a complete surprise in results so far. So the type of shops that we have, some examples of shops. We have a lot of shops in kids' toys. We have bakery shops. We have alcohol shops. We have fashion shops. Of course, given the current COVID environment, a large number of our shops are butcheries. They're selling groceries online. They're selling home care products and stuff like that. So in a very short period of time between March and now, we have about 6,000 plus merchants who have gone live with their online stores using our technology. Okay, between them, and this is without us promoting them, right? This is these just guys on their own using their own site to talk to their friends and share the site with their friends and family and to the larger communities of their friend circles. They've been able to get sales worth $150,000 on the platform so far. So collectively, all the merchants together have been able to get so many sales. We've seen that on a daily basis, we're getting sales of about $10,000 to $12,000 between all the stores put together. As I said earlier, and Tanzania, launching in Uganda, Botswana, Ghana, Nigeria, and Zambia in the next 30 to 35 days. So we'll be live in all those markets. All you have to do is to go to Google Play Store, download the Gobi app, set up your store in 30 minutes, start talking about your store to your friends, start pushing your store on Facebook, Instagram, start getting orders, start doing deliveries to your customers, and start setting up your business online. So that's really the journey so far. If you go to the next slide, what we've seen is that, given the current COVID environment, we've seen a massive, unprecedented demand for online business. We've seen unprecedented demand for customers who are willing to buy things online today. There's been a massive behavior shift. So, we've seen about 479% growth in orders from our Gobi shop. In terms of the shops itself, we have about 1,000% plus growth in the number of Gobi shops. Small, but it's just really, really amazing that by spending extremely little amount of marketing money, we've seen massive appetite by small businesses across Kenya and Tanzania to the willingness to set up the online stores, because the footfalls on the stores have really, really dropped down. So customers are being reached out online via these online stores by our merchants. Next slide, please. So this is just an example of what is really happening. I mean, this is just sort of screenshots I took from Twitter the other day. These are examples of our store owners, who have their own Gobi stores. They are going online on Twitter and promoting their own Gobi shops. So everyone, so our model is that we don't sort of really spend a lot of money behind marketing your stores, but we empower our small and medium businesses to go online on their own and promote their stores. And this is what they do. So they go on Twitter, they promote their stores. And one thing interesting to note about our business model is that, like other e-commerce businesses, we don't charge any commission on sales. So we know the situation is very, very tight for you guys. The business is down. So we don't want to take any commission from your store. So whatever you sell, you keep the money. You don't make any money from any sales that you happen. So you just pay us a fixed monthly subscription fees, which is very nominal. And then you get to use the entire capability without having to pay any money over and above that. Next slide, please. So very recently, what we also did was we set up, so a lot of our store owners came to us saying that, look, I've got set up my own shop. I have great products to sell. The problem I have is that, I need your help in helping, create discoverability of my shop, of my business. So we set up a Gobi mall. So a Gobi mall is available. So where we list our best merchants online. So we created a platform where our best merchants get listed there, and then we promote that mall where our customers, the final customers who want to buy your products, come to the mall, they look for the shops, they look for the products they want to buy, and then they place orders with the shop. So I'm just going to request Brendan to play a small video of what the Gobi mall looks like. Growth has been absolutely phenomenal. The response from our merchant community is phenomenal. I mean, they are making big bucks. I mean, they're making their sales. They're back on the feet now, given the fact that a lot of the customers that we talk to, they've been telling us that, they've been paying rents of about $500, $600 on their physical shops, and they're really getting no footfalls at all. And just being online has been able to actually help them save on all the rent they were paying so far, and with absolutely no difference in the amount of sales they were making earlier. So that's where we are. If you can slide, then we'll just talk about just some testimonials from our customers to wrap up my presentation. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Chris Mukoya.
My name is Maxwell Kenyatta.
My name is Rani.
My name is Maurice and I'm here to share something small about my business, Karima Gobi Shop, which is built on a platform that Gobi offers. And I built my shop there so that I can be able to reach my customer better, display product details better, and be able to minimize the time that I use to connect to a customer and be able to complete a sale.
Gobi is a heaven-sent platform. I've been in a position to reach my clients online, and most especially at this time that people are working from home. Gobi is doing wonders. It just makes things easier for you.
So I was able to launch my website in like literally 5 minutes, y'all. 5 minutes, and it's been really amazing since I started using it, I must say.
The reason I chose Gobi is because it's cost efficient. Also, my clients can see my products on one platform. I do not have to spend much of my time or handles sharing my products and different groups on Facebook, on WhatsApp.
It's very user friendly, very easy to navigate. It's effective in managing your clients as well as managing your inventory.
And for me, Gobi is such a nice blessing.
I can tell you it's amazing on how much you can be able to do here in Kenya from the comfort of your home. It's time to do some business. So check it out. And thank you guys. And thank you, Gobi. I will keep Kenya moving. Thank you.
So yeah, thank you so much for your time, guys. Really thankful to you guys. I have some links for the platform, so you can go to gobi.shop and you can read more about the product, and you can go to more.gobi.shop and see the type of shops that we've already opened on the platform. So that's really it, Humphrey, from my side. Thank you for the opportunity and happy to sort of take questions towards the end of the conversation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Manish. So very interesting platform there. And Nervana spoke about the My SME tool as well. So you will note that, using the two tools, you've got one that helps you internally as a business to be able to manage all your business processing, your planning, all the internal controls that you need, doing your proposals, your budget, doing your profit and loss, your balance sheet, your cash flow, and all the planning that you need to do. But you obviously, to run that business successfully, you need to be able to access the market. And I think interesting to hear Manisha speak about sort of like a virtual store as opposed to running a physical store where you're actually paying rentals and people walk in physically. You open up your opportunities to online traffic as well, and being able to have modules that you can deploy for the platform that assist you with the marketing. But also interesting to see how you can quickly set up a business online. I mean, in 5 minutes, that's phenomenal to be able to set up a business online. So at this point, we're going to open up for questions. Like I mentioned earlier on, if you have a question, please check in on the right side of your video screen. There is a chat functionality there. You can please type in your questions, and the panelists will be able to assist you and respond. If anything wasn't clear, we're happy to also clarify further. So I think the first question I'll throw to Nervana and to Manish. How can our clients be able to access the two tools that we spoke about today? If I'm a small business and I want to be able to use the My SME tool or to plug into Gobi, how can I get those?
Okay, so I'll take it. Thanks, Humphrey. So from My SME tool, all you've got to do is go onto the App Store and download the My SME toolkit. So it is in the form and a version of an app. But as I also mentioned, is that it is laptop friendly as well. And I can share more of the details on the link that you can use to access and the guidelines around how you would go about using this.
All right, so from my side, the Gobi app is available in Kenya and Tanzania for now. You just need to go to Google Play Store and look for Gobi app, and then you will see the link, you download the app, and then you can start accessing it. We also offer 1 month free trial period, so just for you guys to get comfortable with the app. So yeah, that's really it. It's as simple as that.
And Humphrey, maybe just to add on the pricing as well, this is a capability that is at no cost to our customers on the SME platform. So for the first 12 months of using this capability, you will not need to pay any sort of subscription on it.
So a question that we have, and this I'll throw to Manish, is so once somebody is on Gobi, is it so if I'm based, let's say, in Tanzania, can I only sell in Tanzania, or am I able to access customers cross border as well?
Yeah, so you can sell globally. So the app is just your backend interface for you to launch your website and manage your sales. But the website that you start with, the Gobi app, is a global website. Your customers can access it globally anywhere in the world and also place orders. It's globally accessible, your website.
Thank you. Just a reminder for anybody that has any questions, please just type in the right side in the text panel on the right side of your video screen. We are only taking questions by text. If you could put your questions over there. So to be able to use a question that's come through is to be able to use the My SME tool. Does one have to obviously have an account with Absa? How do customers start to plug in and use that tool? And above the functionalities that come in with the tool, what other additional support does the bank offer to customers?
Frank, do you want to take that and the additional support?
Sorry about that, I was on mute. Sorry, additional support for, just to repeat the question.
So the question is, does one have to be to have an account with Absa to be able to use the tool? How does one access?
Now, with the Gobi platform, you don't need an account at Absa, so as far as I'm aware, right? You don't need an account at Absa. It's open to everyone to come in. Obviously, this is we're trying to, and I don't know, Nervana, maybe you can speak to this. We're trying to get a platform where we can have basically an Absa marketplace, if that's the right word for it. So where all our clients can interact with each other and do business with.
Yes, I'm just I'm looking at a question. A look on the Gobi. I think there's a question from the audience. Is around how many merchants are on the app right now, Manish?
So currently we have 6,000 merchants in Kenya. And sorry, I just realized my video was on. So we have 6,000. We have 6,000 merchants in Kenya. We have 1,000 merchants in Tanzania already. Thank you. And currently we are growing at a scale of 100 new merchants every single day.
Sorry, Frank, we just wanted you to clarify the earlier question on whether a customer needs to have an account with Absa to be able to use the My SME tool.
So the My SME, Sorry, the My SME tool, yeah, that is a tool that we have made available particularly for our clients. So that essentially is an Absa sort of marketplace. So it is marketing to our clients and providing to our clients as one of the additional services that we give our clients. Yeah.
Okay. And is it possible for both Manish and Nervana just speak about the cost for the two platforms? Is there, Nervana, is there a cost for My SME 2 that customer would incur? And Manish, what sort of cost would a customer see to be able to use the Gobi platform?
Okay, so on the My SME, I spoke to the 3 modules, and the 3 modules were the business planning, was the financial statements, and the invoicing. So 2 of those 3 modules for the first 12 months, there is no cost associated with that. On the invoicing module, there is just a slight. We are still working on in terms of on the details on the invoicing aspect of that module, but safely to say that for the remainder of them, the first 12 months is the trial period for you to familiarize yourself with it, and it is part of our customer value proposition.
All right, thanks, Nervana. So on the Gobi app, the app is available at $3 per month per user in Kenya for now, and $3.50 per month per user in Tanzania. The first month is free trial period, and then you just pay a nominal usage cost every single month, and then you get to use all the features. So this is the base, we call it the Gobi base package. And we are also launching more advanced packages in the app where the cost might be slightly higher, but then you also get access to advanced features on the app like My Campaigns, discounts on deliveries, so on and so forth. So for now, the base package is priced at $3 in Kenya and $3.50 in Tanzania, and the first month is absolutely free. So you start paying from second month onwards.
We have a question, and I'll throw this to either Frank or Nervana. Someone is asking whether, between, so you have, let's say, 5 clients of Absa, are they able to interact over the, any of the 2 channels? What opportunities are there for customers to also interact and either, as supplier to the other or as partners?
Nervana, want to take that one?
Humphrey, I'm trying to understand. Maybe you can just rephrase that.
So the question is, what opportunities, other than customers just interacting with the bank and the channels that we are offering, the digital channels, does the tool also offer SMEs to be able to interact with each other and collaborate?
So not via the SME tool. The SME tool is specifically for the business, that individual business, and it's purely speaking to the operational piece of it. So no, not on that SME tool. On the Gobi is a separate one, which is the marketplace where people are able to, of course, interact with each other. But over and above the SME tool that we have in our markets, Frank did speak about the value offerings in terms of the kind of lending pieces, the saving pieces, the having access to a relationship manager from a trade forex perspective. So over and above those products and that product suite, we then saying, what else can we elevate this to? And that's the SME toolkit that is not particularly looking at using it to apply for funding, etc., but it is more from a business development capability.
Okay. Thank you. Manish, in your introduction, you kind of spoke a bit about the environment that SMEs are operating in, and Frank also did touch on some of those issues. What do you sort of see as some of the, maybe if you just recap a bit on some of the challenges that customers have? We've got a two. Africa has, a lot of challenges. Some are infrastructure challenges, some are connectivity challenges. What are sort of some of the challenges you see that, in spite of the tools that we have, would be an issue for our customers, and how can they overcome some of these challenges, in your view?
No, so thanks, Humphrey. A good question. So I think let me start by just saying that in the current sort of COVID environment, there are two fundamental problems that have happened with physical presence of shops. One is that the footfalls into the shops have gone down quite a lot. So if you're a restaurants business, if you're a bar, if you are a gym, massage parlor, all of those, and even the shops in town selling goods and services, there has been a massive reduction in footfall. And that has, of course, led to the point where, people are not going to malls to shop. And of course, the scares are more around sort of social distancing and the COVID, the coronavirus fear. So that's why people are not going to the shops to start with. So footfalls have come down, and some of the small businesses don't have adequate cash flows to even sustain themselves for the next 3 to 5 months. So that's been challenge number one. The challenge number two is obviously because of the income sort of going down, people losing their jobs, overall incomes in the economy going down because people are losing the jobs, the shops are shutting down. The overall spending power sort of in the economy has gone down. People are trying to preserve their cash because we don't know what's the end going to be for the COVID situation. So because of that, there has been a massive hit on businesses that we've seen. So now coming to the online as an alternative to keep your business sustained, that's why we've seen, because the physical business is not happening, people are buying online. So we've seen a massive growth on orders being placed by customers with our shopkeepers online. The problem that, of course, the merchants that that we've seen, that we face, is even when you go online, there are a lot of challenges in terms of, for example, to set up a Gobi shop, you need to have product pictures. A lot of our merchants don't have product pictures. A lot of these guys used to have shops in CBD areas where they don't take pictures of all the products. So first they have to take pictures. They have to take quality pictures for people to actually get excited about buying the products online. There are other things like, how do I manage orders, getting deliveries done to customers on time. So even though we've tried to simplify the experience of setting up and running your business online, I mean, we have to just understand that e-commerce is still very, very new for a lot of people. And there is a behavior change which is going to happen over a period of time. And at Gobi, we are extremely committed to supporting that behavior change. So what we've done from our side then is to set up a merchant advisory call center, where any single merchant who opens up a Gobi shop, gets a welcome onboarding call from our call center. We tell them how to use the product. We tell them how to get more and more sales from the product, how to take high quality pictures, how to get discounts, and how to manage deliveries and orders. So we have a full customer support team that proactively calls and engages customers every single month. And of course, our merchant customers can always reach out to us via online platforms or via the call center. So just to brief, right? I mean, going online is the first step, but we are looking at a massive behavior change, from merchants over a period of time, and that behavior change requires a lot of persistence, a lot of patience, and it also requires a lot of consulting support from our side to help them get the most of their Gobi shops. So that's been our experience so far, Humphrey.
Okay. Thank you. And Manish, just maybe a rehash, which sort of sectors are you seeing that sort of are tending to do well? I think we struggled a bit with the presentation at some point. It's just maybe a recap, which sectors have we seen are doing very well online, at least from what you are doing in Kenya and Tanzania, and which sectors are still struggling, and what do you sort of see as factors that, for some of our colleagues in the other countries who are yet to get onto similar online platforms?
Yeah, so in Kenya and Tanzania, there's a business category we call mixed business. Mixed business are essentially general merchants, so they will sell sort of fashion accessories also. They'll also sell mobile stores. So they are general merchants of different categories of products and services. So that is about 28% of all our shop volumes and our order volumes as well. Then the second highest category right now, very surprisingly for us, surprisingly otherwise, but not in the current context. So the second highest performing category for us is food and catering. So grocery shops, butcheries are doing extremely well online right now. People are ordering their groceries, sitting at the house, they're ordering their vegetables, they're ordering their chicken right from the comfort of their homes. So that's the second highest category for us. The third highest category for us in terms of volumes, but number one in terms of value, is electronics. So laptops, mobile phones. A lot of people are getting used to setting up their home offices now. So they're buying laptops and desktops to work from home. So that's the third highest category, and followed then by women's fashion and men's fashion in that order. And books. Books is also very high in volume, but low in value, of course.
Okay. So as we come to the end of a very interesting session, I just wanted to give a chance to each of our three speakers in under a minute each, just to sort of give us their final wrap-up or final thoughts for all of your participants. I'll start with the lady. I'll start with Nervana.
Thanks, Humphrey. I just wanted to thank all of our customers that have attended the session, and perhaps maybe urged the customers to have a look at this SME toolkit that is currently out there in the market. We believe from the feedback that you had given to us through various channels, through various interviews, that this is a capability that you had asked us to develop. And in listening to you, this is the solution that we have provided. So please make use of it. It will definitely help run your business, especially during this time, create a little bit more governance and structure. And thank you once again.
Thank you, Nervana. Frank, over to you.
Thank you very much. And yeah, I just want to thank you all for joining the call and taking your time out. I would echo what Nervana said. Do make use of the. We try to improve it all the time, and will improve it as we go along to bring more features into it. So and what will also often encourage us to do that is the more people using it will be encouraging for us on improving it. So wish you all well through a very tough period, and keep safe, and all the best for the coming year. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank. And last but not the least, Manish, just your last comment.
Yeah, so thanks, Humphrey, and thank you everyone for being part of this session. I've been in Kenya for about 6 years now. I come from India. I ran a very large, successful e-commerce business in India for about 7 years that got millions of dollars in funding. And I sort of tried to use all my learnings and experience along with a brilliant team that I work with in Squad to set up the Gobi platform. And I think one of the things that we realized in my 6 years in Kenya so far is that Africans have an amazing tenacity and ability to overcome the hurdles that they are faced with. And of course, COVID environment has been a massive shock for the economy, shock for the merchants community. But it's really encouraging to see that our merchants partners are not giving up. They are finding alternative ways to overcome the hurdles that they are facing right now. In Kenya, we've seen that in the night, if you want 9 o'clock at night, you want to just order a cup of coffee, there'll be someone who will come to your house to deliver the cup of coffee to you. So the spirit of entrepreneurship and the spirit of what we call the hustling spirit here is massive. And I think the ability for people to overcome their challenges is great. Our job is to enable that sort of transformation, to enable them to help overcome the hurdles they're facing today. And it's really encouraging to see that not just the merchants going online, but also customers going online to support the merchants by keeping their businesses running right now. So what my last remarks is just to say that when you are transforming the way you do business after years of doing business in a certain way, it just takes a lot of time, patience, and perseverance. So if you set up your store online and don't get your orders in the first month or so, don't give up. Keep on it. Try new things. Eventually, success will come your way. So that's really it, really, from my side. And thank you, everyone.
Thank you to the lady and the two gentlemen. We appreciate it. And we just want to say a big thank you to everybody that took time to engage with us. Our doors are open for you to actually speak to us if you've got further questions after. In the different countries that you are dialing in from, we have an Absa business that's available. And please check online for each of those businesses and how to contact us if you don't have. Otherwise, you can speak to your relationship manager. And we're happy to provide you assistance. As Manish says, Africa is bustling with opportunities. And it's our vision as a bank to be able to bring possibilities to life for everybody. There are challenges in Africa, but we are inspired as a business. We actually have a term for it. It's called Africanacity. It's that uniquely African ability to always find a way to get things done. And that is what inspires us as a bank to be able to support you as our customers and work with you. Some of the challenges that Manish spoke about are actually opportunities for people to also set up businesses that support the whole e-commerce ecosystem, from delivery and support of other services. So thank you very much for joining us today. We're wishing you a pleasant Thursday and enjoy the rest of the week. Thank you very much. Bye.